What's happening, YouTube family? It's your boy Elijah Soul, aka Percy Elijah Dupree Williams, coming to you with a quick podcast video. I hope everyone's safe. Hope everyone's well during these tough times that we're living in, man. So I'm gonna jump right into the video. It's crazy that we still have to have these conversations, especially in 2020, right? And I say that to pretty much say that for the last 4 years, or 8 years rather, when we were under the Obama administration, I noticed that not necessarily that racism took a different stance, or it took a different form, but it was kind of seen as like it didn't exist, right? It was kind of seen as like, things were going well, the country was going in a different direction as far as, racial equality, and we got a black president, and things are going to turn around for the better, and the country isn't how it used to be, blah blah blah. And for a long time, I can't even lie, I even started to believe that. Things aren't the same. Things are changing, and they are going in a better direction. And in some cases, I do think it is. I'm not completely sold on it, but in some cases, I do think that a lot of things are changing as far as this country when it comes to race concern. But I will say that these instances, like these situations, these problems that we have as far as police brutality goes, and I don't even want to speak on police brutality because I feel like on that topic alone, it's becoming way too common, and I know due to the social media that we live in and the era that we're in right now that, it's starting to seem more common. But these things have been going on for centuries, man, and they just haven't been spoken about. They just haven't been known due to no one having a cell phone at the time. But either way, it's really something still very sad to even speak about, man. And I've even had my own personal experiences with social media, not social media, police brutality. I can name a few instances. Around 2017, I'm a big walker. I used to walk literally 6 a.m., get up and walk, listen to music, vibe out, jam out, do whatever. I was in this predominantly white neighborhood. If anyone's familiar with Naperville, around the Chicago area, that's pretty white populated. It's not that many black people in that neighborhood, especially the neighborhood that I was in. And I kept getting pulled over. I want to say I got pulled over at least 5 to 7 times in just 1 week of me just waking up, going outside, and just walking around the block. Just nothing normal. And anyone who's familiar with the suburbs, that's not really an uncommon thing, right? That's not really something that's like really uncommon to see people walking their dog, walking, whatever, taking jogs. Like, this wasn't like a real like thing that wasn't everyone was doing. It wasn't like it was just me outside, just hanging out. It was a lot of people outside. But I'll never forget this one time. Cop pulled me over, and he actually got out the car. He pulled me over. So I'm walking on I'm not going to say my friend's street, but I'm walking on my friend's street. And he drives a little bit farther past me, probably like 10 yards past me while I'm walking. And he gets out the car, and it's like, are you from around here? Or something like that. It's the first thing he says. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm just hanging out with my homie, just spending a few nights at my friend's house. just kicking it, taking a walk. And he's like, okay, okay, let me see some ID. So this is around the time when who I believe, I want to say this. I want to say this is around the time the Mike Brown situation happened. I'm not sure. I don't want to confuse dates. Rest in peace to Mike Brown. But I know that it was something in my mind. It was something that was going on with me at that time that I was just very paranoid about the police in general. So I just ask him. I'm like, all right, man, listen. I tell him straight up. I'm like, all right, I'm about to reach for my wallet. Are you giving me permission to reach for my wallet? And I'll never forget this smirk look he gave me. It was kind of as if like he was. It's kind of as if like he gave me like a, like a gambler's smile, like a gambler's smirk. And he looked at me. He's like, man, yeah, man, you can reach into your wallet. And then I was like, all right, man. All right. And I reach and give him my wallet and stuff like that. And mind you, like, man, my heart is pumping. I'm fucking nervous as shit. I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm just in a place right now. I'm just fucked. I'm just all types of fucked up. I give him my ID, stuff like that. He goes to run my ID, you know what I'm saying? Comes back after like 5 minutes. And he tells me, he's like, yeah, man, we're not used to seeing people like you around here. And some people called, some people seen you walking and called and stuff like that. And, me just trying to not get out the situation, but me trying to just de-escalate it. I'm just like, you know what, bro? All right, I'll just go home. You know what I mean? It's nothing that big, man. I'm just walking, bro, or whatever. So I go and tell my peoples about the situation. And my father or my stepfather, he gets livid. He calls the Naperville police, you know, asking about, the situation. I believe he also had connects into the police department and stuff like that. And he, pretty much was, trying to push the issue like, you shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't be stopping me and they shouldn't be, harassing me like that. Because that's how it really felt, man. It's and I know a lot of people who are not people of color, they don't understand that. They don't understand the amount of fear that you have when just being around police. Even if you're not even doing anything wrong. You can be driving legal, you can be not speeding, you can be just walking, you can be just doing anything, but the sight of a police car or just the overall presence of them makes you nervous, makes you just feel like, man, this is something about to go down. I remember I was just driving with me and my lady. We were just driving, driving around going to the store, and a cop pulls around me from what I thought was a cop. Pulls around, he's like behind me. And I'm already like, oh, here we go. 12, just 12 on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? 12, just here we go. So they're behind me for a good like 5 to 10 minutes. I switch lanes and he speeds past, and it's a fucking security cop. I don't know what security cops are even, what they can do, but I know that they're not regular police. But as soon as I see those fucking lights on the car, I already assume it's 12. And it's like, man, she started like laughing a little bit, but I'm like, man, I don't know, like this shit is, you know what I mean, like this is a real thing that like I'd be really paranoid about, bro, because I personally have dealt with these motherfuckers to the point to where like they, you know what I mean, they give me stress just being around them, just, seeing them. And the steps I've made to limit these things are just, ridiculous, knowing my rights. And that's what I definitely feel everyone should do. Everyone in your state, whatever your state is, because every state is different. So I don't want to speak on my situation because I'm in Illinois. But I highly advise everyone read your rights. Read what they can do, read what they can't do. Read the proper procedures and how routine stops go. What can you ask? How can you eliminate the opportunity to get confused or be, taken advantage of? And I understand that these things can't really be avoided, right? They really can't be avoided. In any, if a cop wants to be a dickhead, he's going to be a dickhead. But people, we have to start reading our rights necessarily. Not police brutality, but them pulling us over, getting us out of the car, because that's what I'm seeing. Most of these situations are they're us driving in a car, and for some reason things escalate from that, which which I'm kind of confused on. I'm so confused on why are these things escalating to the point to where someone is being killed. And I feel like that needs to be spoken about. Like, what in between from them pulling us over till someone's getting hurt? What is going on? How can we eliminate that? How can we eliminate that? Is the big question. Another solution, obviously, I would say, is to arm yourself. Look up if you don't have a record, and this goes for not even about police brutality. Honestly, if you don't have a record, or if you don't have anything that could stop you from getting your gun license, I highly advise you do. I highly advise you do. I highly advise you do. Maybe not to conceal carry. That might be up to you, right? Depending on your state, you might not even. I know certain states you don't need to necessarily have a concealed carry license, but I highly advise you do, because once you start traveling state to state, obviously rules and laws are completely different, you know, depending on state lines. So I highly advise you get your concealed carry license. And this is the time now to get it. This is the time now to get it. This is the time to exercise the rights that we have as quote unquote American citizens. Even though we don't, a lot of us don't think of these as our rights, and they don't think of these as our, amendments and stuff like that. But these are privileges that we should be taking advantage of, so we can arm ourselves and so we can avoid these situations that are going on. Too many of us have been lost already. Too many of us have been lost already due to police brutality and police violence. Let alone the other things that go on in certain neighborhoods. Not even to mention those things. But speaking on specifically police brutality, there needs to be some action taken to avoid lives being taken, to avoid women going missing, to avoid black men not coming home to their families and their sons and their daughters. We have to avoid that. That's the number one thing. We have to find a way how to eliminate the probability of these situations happening to us, because no one else is going to do it, family. No one else is going to do it, brothers. No one else is going to bring security to us. They might bring comfort, but no one from other than us will bring security that we need for ourselves. So if you out there looting, if you out there rioting, if you out there, protesting, violently or non-violently, I really don't care. Just make sure you get home, man. Just make sure you get home. We've already lost too many of us due to police brutality. Let's find a way to eliminate the chances of us getting hurt. So then we can build upon. We can't build if we constantly getting killed. We can't build upon who we want to be and what we want to have and what we want to accomplish in life when we're worried about, are we coming home from work? Or are we worried about, are we coming home from the grocery store? Or are we just hanging out and things happen? We can't be. We should not be. We shouldn't be worrying about these things in general. But this is, this is what we have to live with. We shouldn't be living like this. We shouldn't be having to worry about it. But the situation is here now. The things are here now. We have to handle it. We cannot, you know, go years and years, any more years. And I brought up the Obama administration because it's interesting that for that long period of time, I felt like black people were just completely coddled and completely like oblivious to things now. Now that things are really going on and things are exposing themselves, people are blaming Trump. People are blaming Trump for, I'm in their eyes, the high rise of crime as far as like hate crimes, or the high volume of police brutality, when these things have been going on before Obama, before Trump, before all these presidents. These things have been going on. And it's about time now that we start to take change for ourselves. We start to make change for ourselves. It's really sad, man. It's really sad. And I hate to say that, but this is the reality that we live in. This is the American dream that we live in. That we need to start taking proper precautions for ourselves and for our safety. I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you take whatever knowledge and information you get. Make the better choices, family. I want nothing but love, peace, prosperity for everyone, especially my melanated people. Let's arm ourselves. Let's gain some more information. Let's read up on our knowledge. Let's really start to take action right now. It's time. It's about taking action. Not rioting and looting. I'm not saying that. I don't want that to happen. But let's